Good morning everyone, welcome to another video and welcome to anyone who's new on here. Please do hit the subscribe button and be part of the Nesty channel. So today I just want to share with you guys how I coped at nursing school during my practice. So yeah, let's just get on today's video. I've started training in 2012 and I was studying at the Northwest College of Nursing, which is in Mafikeng, and it was a 4-year program. I am so pleased to announce that ever since I started at that school, I've never failed any semester test. I've never failed any exam. I've never sat down to write like a second, what do they call them? Is it supplementary? Yes. Never sat down to write any supplementary. Never sat down to write any second test because I had failed the first one. And this is basically how I did it. So the program or the layout of studies in all the nursing schools, it's not the same. So I'm just gonna share with you guys the layout or the program from where I studied. So what we did, basically, we did a module for 4 weeks. When I'm saying a module, we would do general nursing science for 4 weeks. And in these 4 weeks, we would cover 4 systems. So each and every single system would have 5 days. Let me not even say 7 days. Okay, let's say 7 days. But each and every system will have 5 days. And then on day 7, you are writing a semester test for that system. For example, we would have cardiovascular system and you do it for 5 days in class. And then day 8, which is the Monday the following week, you are writing a semester test. We would do musculoskeletal for 5 days. The following morning, Monday, you are writing a semester test. So basically, that's how the layout was throughout. And after you've completed writing your semester tests, you then go to practical. You are now going to implement whatever theory you've been doing for this 4 weeks into a practical experience. That would be, you would go to your clinics or your hospitals for GNS and community nursing science. You'd go to your clinics, your midwifery, you would go to your health centers or your maternity wards. So basically that's how the course was laid out throughout the 4 years. Literally every 8th day of a module you write a test. Every 8th day of a module you write a test. So it was always rush. There was no time for breathing. I am so grateful to God Ukba and Sally. I'm not a party person. I'm quite a laid back human being. I don't go out. I hate going out. I'm basically just lazy to get ready and leave my house and go spend time somewhere which will make me very uncomfortable. So I was always a person that stays on campus, eating, studying, going to church, eating, studying, going to church, eating, studying, going to church. That was basically my life. But how did I do it? How did I make sure that I don't write second tests, I don't write semester tests? This is how I do it. The number one thing that really, really worked for me, guys, it was prayer. Hey! Nursing school is not easy. I wish I was at my house so that I can show you guys some of the books that I had to go through to get information for that 7 days period so that I can pass my exam or my semester test on the following Monday. We would go through books that are as thick as my face, okay? To get information and to make sure that we know what we are doing. It's exactly what I said in my previous video, that as nurses, we are super smart, and if you are not smart, you wouldn't survive nursing school. You would leave nursing school. You needed to read a lot of things about a lot of things. Like I said, we study literally everything that concerns the human being. So in a space of 7 days, or in a space of 5 days, you needed to have grasped everything that your lecturer was giving you and everything that your textbook was giving you based on that particular system. And I can tell you something. The cardiovascular system can take someone 4 years to fully study it and understand it. That is why cardiologists, they go 4 years into specializing and understanding exactly everything that concerns just the heart. So you needed to know bits and parts of it in 5 days. And the one thing that I always relied on, it was definitely prayer. And I am not a person that listens in class. I am gonna be very honest with you. I don't think I have a very long concentration span. My concentration span is very short. So most of the times in class, especially if the lecturer is not interesting, so as a lecturer you really need to work hard to capture me in order for me to be able to grasp what you are saying. And also I think I love interactive lectures. The interactive lectures make me stay on the game or stay on the discussion. They make me to get and understand what we are talking about. It's like having a conversation with someone. So unfortunately, some lecturers are not like that. They will just come, give you what they need to give you, go away and leave you with a chunk of information right in front of you, and you need to digest all of that for your mind to understand it. So what I would normally do, I wrote notes. I took notes. I wrote notes even of things that I did not understand. Sentences that my lecturer would say that I did not understand at that particular time. And it's definitely not a lecturer that you would say, oh, ma'am, can I please ask you to repeat that? Obviously, this is not high school. This is a tertiary institution. So you need to do a lot of the work for yourself and not expect the lecturer to give you almost everything. So I would write notes, guys. Notes worked for me. During a lecture, I would write notes, whatever slides that the lecturer had, I would make sure that I note everything she had noted. And cameras also worked. I would normally bring my phone and I would just capture her slides so that I go back to my room and have the notes down and try to compare them with whatever that I find on the textbooks. In school, you don't just Google something and think you are gonna cut and paste it on your work. They want references, and they want legit references. So I always stick to my textbooks, and yeah, I sticked a lot to my textbook and the information that we would be getting from our lecturer. So I would always write notes. I had a lady who was sitting next to me, shout out to her. She was literally a mom to me because she was 45 years old, I think. So she always reprimanded me if I was busy on my phone chatting on Facebook or whatever. She would reprimand me and say, Z, please, we are here to study and you need to put your phone away. So I would make notes, and every time after the lecturer, I would go back to my room and study my notes, comparing them with what the textbook says and trying to put things in my own words. So in nursing school, you don't necessarily have to put everything into what the textbook says or what your lecturer says, but you have to put everything into your own understanding. At the end of the day, when we say I'm drinking a cup of coffee or I'm sipping a cup of coffee, it's the same thing, but it's just using different words. So I would always try to read things with an understanding, my own understanding, but making sure that I do not change the information that was given there. And once I do that, combining my lecturer's information together with the textbook's information, it would make my work to be a lot easier, and it would make me not to forget it. So this is how my schedule looked like. In the morning, I would attend class from 7 to 4 p.m. and after 4 p.m. 5, I take a break and have supper, and then 6, I go to the auditorium. Literally every day, Monday to Thursdays. On Fridays, I didn't go. Also on Wednesdays, I didn't go because I had prayer. I had prayer from 6 o'clock until 8 o'clock, and then after 8 o'clock on Wednesdays, that's when I would go to the auditorium, maybe until 10 p.m. And then, so I'm one particular person who cannot study in my room. I get distracted easily. That's why I would always go to the auditorium. So I would go to class from 7 in the morning until 4 p.m. 5, I rest. 6, I go to the auditorium. I literally stayed at the auditorium from 6 p.m. until 9 or 10 p.m. And I would bring water, I would bring snacks, and I would study and study and study. During weekends, During weekends, it was worse. It was hilarious. There was even times where I couldn't go to church. I would literally stay at the auditorium from 10 a.m. in the morning. I'm not an early bird. I hate waking up in the morning. Once I wake up in the morning, my day will just be screwed. So I would wake up at 10 a.m. in the morning, go to the auditorium literally the whole day, you guys. On Sundays, I would leave the auditorium at 10 p.m. and knowing very well that I am writing the following day, which would be on a Monday. So I would stay at the auditorium and only leave the auditorium when it's time for breakfast, when it's time for lunch, and when it's time for supper. That would be the only time I would be taking breaks. But throughout the day, I would be studying the information that I got from my lecturer and also be studying the information that I got from my textbooks. And once I would finish doing that, I would be now answering previous question papers. To be honest, previous question papers helps a lot because they kind of like weigh you and your understanding concerning the system or concerning the module. When you are answering previous question papers, it doesn't necessarily mean that your current question paper should come exactly with the same questions that are asked on the previous question paper, but it helps you to understand how much information do you have on the system or on the module. So I would definitely advise people to utilize previous question papers. They assist, they help you to see if you are asked from this angle, would you be able to tackle that question. And the honest truth is, whenever you read different types of previous question papers, definitely one question or two questions will appear on your current question paper, because we are asking about the same system, and systems don't change. They function the same forever. I'm saying that systems, human being systems, they function the same forever. Like when we are talking about a pathophysiology of hypertension, it remains the same. It's not gonna change. Like there is no day where someone is gonna change and say, hey, the pathophysiology for hypertension, it's not what it was last year, it is this now. No, that's not gonna happen. So definitely previous question papers were helping me a lot, but I wouldn't answer previous question papers without having gone to my notes, like the notes that I would have gotten throughout the week in class and also from my textbooks. So you have to read first, you have to study first, study your materials, and then do your previous question papers. That helped me a lot. I wasn't really an A student, but I was a good student because I worked really hard. Most of the times I would get like your 70%, your 80%. There was even a time where I got, I think, a 98% in a community test, and I was the first one in class. Like I was number one in class. That was the only time I was ever number one in class. And to this day, I am still good friends with that lecturer. But yeah, this is how I basically survived nursing school. I did notes. I took notes during lecturing, and I always went back to my notes after classes, and I always compared my notes with what my textbook says, and then I would derive my own understanding. Okay, so my SD card was full and it stopped recording, so I needed to delete some things from the camera. I was saying that also I would like I would like take the information that I got from my lecturer, derive information, also get some information from my textbooks, derive my own understanding of everything else, and then I would utilize previous question papers. That is how I did everything. Oh, one more thing that I forgot to say. Obviously, the first thing that I did, it was prayer. I believed in prayer so very much. But above everything else, I would seal it all with faith. I would literally go into the exam room and say, Lord, I do not want to write a second option or a second op. I don't want to write a second option test. I don't want to write a supplementary exam. So please, if this exam is really hectic, can you just give me a pass? I am fine with a pass. Even if I don't get a distinctions, it's fine. Just give me a pass, Lord. So even if I would feel the paper was hectic, I would always say, I am not going to write a second option. I am not going to write a supplementary exam. When people would come out of the exam room and say, cho, 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 yay, if I kwala remedial, I would never utter that with my mouth. And actually, at the bottom of my heart, I would always say, I'm not gonna write a remedial test, and I'm definitely not gonna write a supplementary exam. And it has always, literally, always been like that. In tests or exams that were hectic, I would come back with a 50%. And I think that was the results of my faith, and also the results of just the grace of God upon my life. Yeah, I hope someone finds this video informative and helpful, especially to the people that are going through nursing school. I know how stressful and how straining it can be, because you have to juggle work. At the same time, you have to juggle studies. You don't ever find yourself in a break where you are not doing anything. I know that other students from other courses, they can sit at be given a week or two to prepare for exam or prepare for semester test. But in nursing school, there is no such thing. You don't get time to prepare. It's either you are in class or you are at the practicals, and even in the practicals you are expected to do workbooks, to do procedures. Registered nurses like myself have to assess you, they have to teach you, so there is no break in nursing school. You only get a break after you've completed your undergrad studies and coming to a workplace. And also even postgrad, there is no break in postgrad of nursing school. So yeah, nursing school is a lot. When I say you need to be smart to be a nurse, I definitely mean that. What makes a person not to be smart is them not believing in themselves. So you need to believe in yourself, believe in your work ethics. I really had to talk to myself in nursing school and say, you need to be a hard worker, or else you're not going to make it out of this place with this qualification. So yeah, I hope this video really helps someone out there, and it encourages them to persevere, to work hard, to pray, and to believe on themselves, and to just be confident about their work ethics. And if you are viewing my videos for the first time, please don't leave this place without hitting the red subscribe button. It is for free. You are not subscribing to anything, but you are just simply saying, I love what Z does. I would like to watch the next video that Z posts, and I would like to get a notification when it does go up. Yeah, give the video a massive thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and comment down below if you've got suggestions. Please, RNs, comment down below, give suggestions of how you coped through nursing schools. And if you are a nursing student, please comment down below and let us know what are your struggles. Maybe, who knows, maybe we can come to your rescue with the tips that we used when we were students ourselves. I'll see you guys on my next one. Goodbye.